Hey everyone, I'm Coach Nick. I'm a USBC Silver coach, and today we're going to be talking about targeting the breakpoint and targeting the arrows and which one you should be focusing your eyes on, and also how it can help improve your consistency on the lanes. So, targeting the breakpoint in bowling is where after the ball leaves the oil and hits the dry, it's going to start hooking towards the pins. And that's the break point. It's the point that your ball's breaking towards the pins. And when you're targeting more down lane and focusing on that spot, for advanced bowlers, it's a lot easier to see your ball motion and if it's going to start breaking too early or too late and what you can do to change it. So some of the pros of targeting the break point is you can simplify your adjustments. So since you're always looking at the one spot, if it's hooking too early, you can just move your feet left a little bit and you don't have to move your eyes. Your eyes are staying at the break point. Um, and conversely, if it's hooking a little bit too late, you can move your feet just a little bit right. So you don't have to do a typical like 2 and 1 or 1 and 0 or 3 and 2 or 3 and 1 with your feet. You can just move your feet because your eyes are always on that same break point that you want. Another thing it does is you can really see exactly where your ball and where you want it to break if you're an advanced bowler. You're trying to get the exact entry angle into the pins that you want. So it's a lot easier to watch your ball hit the point, whether it hits too early or too late or exactly on. You can really pinpoint where you want your ball to be breaking, and that'll help your consistency that way. So a few of the cons, the not good things, is you do really kind of have to be an advanced bowler if you want to target the break point at an elite level. You need to know what your equipment does. If your ball is hooking too early, switch to a weaker ball that skids through a little bit. So it'll hit at your break point. Instead of moving your feet, you can change equipment. Maybe you're already at one spot where you're not comfortable moving left even more, so you can switch to a little bit weaker ball. Another con is you really need to know the oil pattern and where the exit point of the oil is, and use the rule 31 where you want, and then really fine tune where the break point is. It's going to be a little bit different for every oil pattern, so it helps if you're an advanced bowler to target the break point. If it's a typical house shot and you always bowl at the same place and always bowl in the same shot, you always kind of know. But if you're bowling in a tournament, it might be a 41-foot pattern, it might be a 38-foot, it might be 35. Uh, just different lane play stuff comes into effect there. So targeting the break point there can sometimes be really, really tricky. Another con is the carry down effect. So if there's been a lot of other bowlers, even your ball, if you have a lot of carry down and oil that's already been pushed down towards the end, that can affect your break point. And unless you really know how to combat that and what equipment to use, or if you're gonna adjust your ball speed, adjust your rotation, adjust your tilt, that can really affect your breakpoint targeting if you keep the same breakpoint every single time. And then one of the other things is it's really hard for some bowlers to focus on a point down lane and also hit that point because it's farther away. Like it's way easier to throw, I always say, like use this analogy, it's way easier to throw like a rock and hit something that's 2 feet away than to throw a rock and hit something that's 100 feet away. Um, so that's why it's also a little bit more for advanced bowlers where you're trying to hit a certain spot on the lane that might be 44 feet away as opposed to the arrows, which are a lot closer. So now when we're targeting the arrows, we're targeting any one of the 7 arrows that are in front of us, and they're a lot easier to see. They're right in front of us. They're an actual visual marker on the lane, where the break point is just down the lane. You got to kind of just guess and see and feel where it is. But the arrows you can always see. It's always there. You can see when your ball goes through it. A lot easier to see. It's a lot closer. So like I was saying before with targeting the breakpoint, it's easier to hit something that's 15 feet away than it is to hit something that's 45 feet away. So that's a definite benefit. One of the other benefits is you get to watch your ball the whole way go through the arrows, and you get to watch the motion of your ball going through the arrows, going down lane, how it's spinning, and then you get to see where it starts breaking, and then if it's getting into its roll phase too soon, too late, you get to watch it the whole way. A lot of people, when they target the break point, they focus on the break point and they throw it, and they are just focused on the break point as their ball's going down lane. So they don't actually see what the ball's doing down lane. They just see if it is hooking too early or too late. So that's definitely an advantage. When you're targeting the arrows, it gives beginner bowlers and even intermediate bowlers and advanced bowlers just an actual definitive set of guidelines of I'm going to throw here. It's a lot more structured. So that's definitely a pro. Some of the cons of targeting the arrows is you have to do different lane play where you're moving your feet and your eyes at the arrows. So you might, if you're running to keep the same break point down lane, you might have to move your feet 2 left or 3 left, or 2 right or 3 right, and adjust your eyes at the arrow. So maybe you're throwing at the second arrow, which is the 10 board, and you move your feet over, and now you want to move your eyes maybe 1 over to the 11 board and try to hit that instead of hitting the 10 board at the arrows. So there is a little bit more adjustment that needs to be made sometimes. So now I kind of want to talk about whether you should be targeting the arrows or whether you should be targeting the break point. And it's all dependent on the specific bowler. Definitely for beginner bowlers, I go arrows. Intermediate bowlers, usually arrows too. Advanced bowlers, I like to do kind of like a hybrid where they look at the arrows and the break point to kind of see and play a certain line and angle that they want, just so they know, and instead of just staring at the break point. Also, I like to say, if you're an advanced bowler and you're going to be targeting the break point, right when you release, watch your ball, watch it go through the arrows to see where you're going, and then you know your spot down lane and watch the break point there anyway. It also depends on the lane conditions. If you're on a house shot and you're super comfortable with your alley and you've bowled there a lot, you can just target the break point and be perfectly fine and not really watch too much what's going on at the arrows in your ball motion because you're so used to it. You know, if you bowled at the same place 100 plus times, not a big deal. Tournaments, it's definitely, if you're on a sport shot or a challenge shot, definitely helpful to target the arrows to know where something's coming through and to watch the whole way through. And also, if you're noticing more carry down, maybe your ball's doing something down at the break point that you don't know and don't like, you can always adjust from targeting the break point to coming back and targeting the arrows. It's very good to have both of the skill sets in your arsenal. Now, I would say if you have never targeted the break point before, definitely go out and try it in practice. Try to view exactly where you want your ball to be breaking, or you can throw a shot looking at the arrows, follow your ball all the way through, see where it starts breaking when it's a good shot, and then you know that's where it is breaking, whether you want to adjust it or not. And then just experiment, try different balls, try different cover stocks, and see what happens. That's why it's practice. Try not to switch stuff up, you know, when you're bowling on your league night, or definitely in a tournament. But go out and see if targeting the break point works for you. All right, guys, I hope that helped. The full breakdown of what I just discussed is on my website, nickthebowlingcoach.com. And you can go there if you want and read more about it and look at all my other articles. And if you want virtual lessons or in-person lessons, all that info is there too. Thanks for watching.